The key part of my role in a nutshell is to future-proof and to innovate. And I'll get a lot wrong, but I'll learn from that, and I'll get a lot right. And the bits I get right, we'll be further ahead of the game because we're doing it early. I'm Nathan Hull. I'm the Digital Product Development Director for Penguin in the UK. So I have a strategic responsibility for our apps, complex ebooks, games, audio, video, any new stuff. And then a large part of my role is to go and find the new, whatever that means, in all parts of the world. That might be bits of code, deep data mining tools, retail solutions, games developers, anything. I spoke about what it feels like to be an established large publisher making the transition into the digital world. So I kind of touched upon the new skill sets that we've had to think about bringing in, and maybe people from different types of industries. I talked about the impact of technology on our reading trends as consumers, and the impact of technology on the ways in which we have to think about publishing, and kind of the broader opportunities. So personally, I still love books, printed books, and obviously standard ebooks are making large headway into the English-speaking world, at least, and it's slightly slower in other markets. But also fundamentally, we think our mantra is we tell stories, and if that's on a game, because you can't reach a child who doesn't want to pick up a book or an ebook, then maybe you can engage them in the first instance with a game. And I mean games, like full-on console games on Xbox or PS3 or Nintendo, because they will engage with the character and the story and an environment, and maybe that might be the step that you take first, rather than losing them completely. The commercial focus is ebooks. In terms of the need to innovate, to future protect, there's been a couple of people speaking today about the need to future protect. Like, we all know where the money is now, digitally, but we can't be. In this transition into digital, we've been catching up a lot and watching what the games companies, the film companies and music companies have done, which is good. Sometimes to not be first, because you can learn from some of their mistakes or things they may have done differently. But mistakes are good things too, because you learn more from them, I think. The key part of my role in a nutshell is to future-proof and to innovate. And I'll get a lot wrong, but I'll learn from that, and I'll get a lot right. And the bits I get right, we'll be further ahead of the game because we're doing it early. I come from a record company background. One of the first things everyone asked me in week one was like, is the CD dead? I've been at Penguin for 3 years, the CD still isn't dead. You know, it's still a vast proportion of their business in terms of albums. Of course, the singles market's changed. And I think the same, more so, even more so for books. There will always be room for the printed book. And whether it be a la carte ebook sales or subscription models or prevalence of apps or whatever it's going to be, I don't think it will change. I think that more than any other medium that's making that digital shift, I think book lovers, printed book lovers, a very healthy, significant proportion of them will stay as book lovers. So in short, no, the book's going nowhere. The great thing about the Schilling conference is the way in which it's been curated. You know, there's been a lot of thought gone into the topic of the day and the transition from one to the other. So I think it's been incredibly well organised, and the order in which they've done it, and actually making the speakers, you know, giving them a directive on what to think about. So that's great, and it's the first time I've ever got to speak in front of a satellite.